I would like to read from Ezekiel 20. But as I acted for the sake of my name, and the Lord repeats again and again, like 4 times at least in this chapter, that for the sake of his name he will do these things, even though the people are rebelled and turn away from him. And I acted for the sake of my name, that it should not be profane in the sight of the nations. In those sight I had brought them out. Moreover, I swore them in the wilderness, that I would not bring them into the land that I had given them. For their heart went after their idols, and that's so true not just about Israel, it's so true about America as well. But the children rebel against me, they did not walk in my statutes. What the Lord saying, he dealt with the fathers, and now he was hoping that the children in the wilderness will turn, their hearts will turn to the Lord, but they rebelled against him. If we are not careful to obey my rules, says the Lord. But I withhold my hand and acted for the sake of my name. Again, we see for the sake of his holy name. Adonai will act, and he will continue to act for the sake of his name in Israel, to draw his people, to gather them together, that it should not be profane in the sight of the nations. And he just started to kind of count down the list of what was happening, how his heart grieved, how he was long-suffering. Moreover, I give them statutes, and they were not good, and rules by which they could not have life. So he started to deal with them. I defiled them through their very gifts, and their offerings up all their firstborn, that I might devastate them. I did it, that they might know that I am the Lord. And we see that God's anger is really wrath burning against his people, but with God it's always a mercy. And yes. He writes in the same chapter, and we're starting from verse 33, the Lord saying, as I live, declares the Lord, surely with a mighty hand, an outstretched arm, and with a wrath poured out, I will be king over you, says the Lord. He is not giving up on them. He is not giving up. And he's saying, I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there I will enter into Shofat, or judgment, with you face to face, says the Lord. And I will make you pass under the rod of discipline. As is Psalm 23 we have. I will bring you into the bond of covenant. I will purge you out, the rebels from among you, and those who transgress against me. But this is the heart of God is right here. We see his character, his grief, his long suffering. And as a pleasing aroma, I will accept you when I bring you out from the peoples and gather you out of the countries where you have been scattered. I'm reading in the verse 41. And I will manifest my holiness among you in the sight of all the nations. And this is for the sake of my name again, he repeated again. And this is something I believe for all of us to see forward that Lord will do it, that he will deal with his people, and with he will discipline, but with the loving hands he will draw them to him, and it will glorify his name. In the name of Yeshua.